my name is Monica. I'm with Temple of Geek, and I'm so excited to be speaking to WondLa showrunner Bobs Gannaway. Hi, Bobs. Thank you so much for speaking with me today.
It's a pleasure, Monica. I'm looking at your Funkos. I'm trying to see which Funkos you have.
Got some Star Wars ones, Andor, Jinner.
All right, go for it. You're supposed to ask me questions. There's no for it.
So the cast is incredible for this series. My first question to you is, did you already have a specific actors in mind for this project? Or how did you ultimately end up with the cast that you have now?
Well, a couple answers. Terry Hatcher, who does the voice of Mother, she did the audiobooks for the series when they did the audio when they did they weren't, it was books on CDs, not books on tapes, not that far back, right? But she did the audiobooks, and so her being the voice of Mother was sort of that was a done deal just creatively. And I've had the pleasure of working with Terry in the past on another project. So it's always fun to work with people you've worked with before. The other way we like to cast is we like to look, it's all about making the audience believe that character is real, right? Both so they believe the emotions. So there's got to be truth behind the characters. So we like to cast blindly. And by that, I mean, we'll put up an image of the character, a rendering of the character, and then we'll listen to voices while looking at the image, not moving yet. And you just ask yourself, does it feel like authentically that is that voice coming out of that character? So that's how I like to cast. And then sometimes, we cast somebody and you might adjust a design based on who you cast, but really starting out initially with, does that feel like that voice is authentically coming from that character? Now, someone like, so Janine was awesome because of the range of emotions that Eva is going to be going through both in this season and the following ones. And so she was great. So she just has a spirit about her that is so positive, but she could play the depth of the acting that we needed. Side note, we had over 250 recording sessions for the show, which is a lot because we also iterate, rewrite, redo, keep making it better till we run out of time. And the actors are also great when you're working with actors who are on board for all of that. Let's do the scene again. Brad Garrett as Otto, that I've worked with Brad in the past as well. Otto is a big, lovable water bear is basically what he is. And Brad's a big, lovable guy too, but you also need somebody that has that sort of oil barrels for lungs kind of voice, and Brad can fill out that Otto puppy, big lovable puppiness of Otto. So that was almost like that was like too easy, right? I think Gary Anthony Williams, who does Ovender, was super important because Eva's raised by a mother robot. She doesn't have a father, so when she gets to the surface, this character is going to become a father figure to her. So that's an important, super important, relationship. So. But anyway, the cast is slowly evolves and the chemistry between them, but that's kind of how it comes about.
Amazing. And then speaking of Eva's journey from like this sheltered life underground to this vast alien world, it's a big shift for her. What were some of the conversations like around how to transition Eva from one world to the next, how it would look and feel like?
Well, the design of the Dynasties Corporation, we needed to come up with a design sort of style to Dynasties Corporation. So we worked on that for a long time to figure out how this underground sanctuary would look like. And then juxtapose that against lots of Tony D's inspiration. Again, he can speak to it more than me, but is very sort of nature-based, right? So the plant life or the creatures, they're all tethered to some sort of natural truth, or biology. So having the sanctuary be very high design and then the world be very organic. That's one basic idea. And then also we go through all these different worlds and different civilizations and how to realize those in different ways, which was great. And then Eva, has to sort of acclimate and sort of navigate those environments.
Yeah. And then when it comes to those visuals, what were some of the discussions you had when it came to honoring the way the books describe the world versus how you did it for the series?
Right. So what's great is Tony was with us all along and really, so I admire his willingness to let us play with his toys. If anything, he was excited to get the toys out that he hadn't played with a while and play with them again. So anytime we would do a design change, either on an environment or a story change, because of whether it's limited amount of screen time or we wanted to try a different thing, he was there, had a voice in all of that, which was great. So yeah, it's a big challenge. What's lovely about it being a limited series versus a movie is we were aiming for feature quality of look of picture and of storytelling. But unlike a movie, we weren't limited to just an hour and a half or 2 hours of screen time. So I think we were able to realize the books in a better way than if we had tried to do it as one movie. We wouldn't have been able to do as much.
No, I think that this allows for a lot more conversation and richness and everything. The series touches on themes like environmentalism and the impact of technology, which is something we deal with in real life. How do you weave those topics into the story in a way that's accessible to younger audiences?
Well, the technology in the world is interesting because there's different technologies. There's the Dynasties Corporation technology, which is very high design. One world we go to is Faunus. The Faunus technology is very sort of simple, no power. It's just, fire, no electricity, things like that. And then Solace technology there's a little bit more sort of technology to the technology, if you like, of a better way of putting it. So it's interesting because the different cultures in the show have different types of technology. We get to a culture later on that's much more of a group that sort of travel more. They don't stay in one place. So I think from a kid standpoint, what's interesting is you're going to be exposed to a bunch of different cultures. None of them are literal adaptations of the cultures of our world, but it is a world that has multiple cultures in it. So I think in that way, we're not saying there's only one way to live. There's only one type of technology. So perhaps that's a way it can be kind of accessible to everyone.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the series. I watched the first 4 episodes. They were beautiful. It's so exciting. Congratulations. And thank you for speaking with us today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.